explain the anatomical basis of suprapubic cystotomy, urinary obstruction in benign prostatic hypertrophy, retroverted uterus and prolapsed uterus. So we will study the competency related to this one, that is suprapubic cystotomy, then benign prostatic hypertrophy, urinary obstruction, retroverted uterus and prolapsed uterus. Suprapubic cystotomy. Suprapubic urinary catheters play an important role in patients requiring long-term bladder catheterization. Suprapubic catheters compared to the transurethral catheters decrease bacteria, need for recatheterization, discomfort. Patients with transurethral catheters have been shown to have a significantly more hospital visits compared to suprapubic catheters patients due to pain. Patients' preference for suprapubic catheters over transurethral catheters is due to its ease of management, decreased relative discomfort, decreased rate of infections. Distended bladder displaces the peritoneal reflection superiorly, allowing for uneventful blind insertion of catheters. Urinary obstruction. Benign prostatic enlargement, bladder outlet obstruction, urinary tract, lower urinary tract symptoms are the three basic triads for clinical diagnosis of benign prostatic hyperplasia. Benign prostatic hyperplasia is rare in men younger than 40. It is present up to 50% of men over 60 years of age and nearly 88% by 80 years of age. Symptoms caused by benign prostatic hypertrophy and lower urinary tract symptoms are two types: obstructive voiding type and irritative storage type. Obstructive symptoms are caused by enlargement of physical mass of the gland, which can also be called a static component, as well as tone of the smooth muscle of the prostatic stroma, which we can call as dynamic component. Irritative symptoms are associated with bladder dysfunction caused by bladder outlet obstruction. Retroverted uterus. Uterus normally lies in an anteverted and slightly anti-flexed position in the pelvis. In erect position, the fundus of the uterus lies nearly horizontal, below a plane connecting sacral promontory to the top of the pubis, and the external os reaches the level of ischial spines. Apart from tone of its own musculature and the intra-abdominal pressure acting on its posterior wall, the uterus position is maintained primarily by strong ligamentous supports radiating outwards from the cervix. The musculofacial layers of pelvic diaphragm, act as secondary reinforcement. A study reported that the incidence of retroverted uterus is greater in Bengal than in America or in Western countries. It is mainly due to the general lowered health of the womenfolk of Bengal and the consequent laxity of ligamentary supports. In Western countries, 1 out of 6 possesses a retroverted uterus, while in Bengal it is found in 1 out of 4 examined. Many women are born with retroverted uterus. This is ascribed to improper development of ligamentum support and sometimes to underdevelopment of uterine musculature. This is also called as uncomplicated type of retroversion, as there are no signs of disease in other pelvic organs. In contrast to the above variety, many instances of retroversion are met with where the position is acquired. Three clinical types of acquired retroversion are generally encountered. After childbirth, there is a tendency of a heavy, bulky uterus to fall backwards. There is often subinvolution with a mild degree of infection. This is noticed particularly in patients after a difficult or instrumental delivery or who generally asthenic. Laceration of soft parts and consequent infection complicate the picture. Prolapse uterus. Uterine prolapse is the herniation of uterus into or beyond the vagina as a result of failure of ligamentous and fascial supports. It often coexists with the prolapse of vaginal walls involving the bladder or rectum. Delancey, 3 levels of support are now accepted worldwide. Delancey's 3 levels of support are: level 1. The sacral uterosacral ligament complex provides apical attachment of the uterus and vaginal vault to the bony sacrum. Uterine prolapse occurs when the cardinal uterosacral ligament complex breaks or is accentuated. Level 2. Arcus tendinous and fascia overlying the levator and muscles provide support to the middle part of vagina. Level 3. Urogenital diaphragm and the perineal body provide support to the lower part of vagina. Risk factors. The etiology of pelvic organ prolapse is multifactorial. The pelvic organ support study found age to be a risk factor in pelvic organ prolapses. Risk doubled with each decade of life. Increased parity was also associated with increased severity of the prolapse. A study observed that those with history of 2 vaginal deliveries were 8.4 times more likely to have surgery for prolapse than with no such history. Women who are overweight or obese are also at the risk of developing prolapse. Thank you.